I'm gonna show you how to make a cheesecake. First things first, preheat the oven. We have ours at 325. To make the crust, we need graham crackers, butter, sugar, and just a pinch of salt. Our recipe calls for 1 sleeve, which is 9 graham crackers. You can also make cheesecake crust out of a lot of stuff. You can make it out of ginger cookies, vanilla wafers, but personally, I think graham is the way to go. So I'm just gonna grind them into a fine, like sort of sandy powder. You could also do this in like a Ziploc bag with a rolling pin or a wooden spoon or something, but I like using the food processor because it's really easy and you get really like uniform crumbs. Empty our crumbs into here. Melted butter going in. We got sugar and then just a pinch of salt. Now we're just gonna mix it up. We want all of our crumbs to be a little damp, no dry spots. All right, this is looking nice. We like to use a 8-inch or 9-inch pan. I'm gonna spray it with some veggie oil because there's nothing worse than doing all this work to make a beautiful cheesecake and then it sticks to the sides when you're taking it out. Tragedy. Tragedy. All right, we're ready to add the crust. I kind of like using my hand for this, but you can also use the bottom of a dry measuring cup to flatten out the crust, which will make it very perfectly smooth. All right, I think this is starting to come together. Cream cheese, where are you at? So we're gonna start with 4 blocks. And I actually like to just whip this by itself before we add any of the other ingredients, because the more stuff you add, the harder it is to get the lumps out of the cream cheese. Nice and smooth. It's already looking like pretty lump-free, which is great. We can add our sugar just to combine. Now we're gonna whip this together. And now I'm gonna start incorporating the eggs one by one. All right, looks good. Sour cream is great for flavor, great for texture. Adds a little tang that you would miss if it wasn't there. Now we can add our vanilla. So I'm just gonna blend this in just until it's combined. Lastly, we've got flour and salt. Don't skimp on the salt. And if you see some lumps, it's cool. It's better to stop while you're ahead than to try to beat out those last couple clumps. When it bakes, they'll be fine, and it's better to undermix than overmix. It is time for the crust and the batter to meet. So we've got all our batter in here. Now I'm just gonna smooth it into an even layer. I'm gonna get our water boiling. Foil. If you put your pan straight into the roasting pan with the boiling water in it, the water will seep into the springform pan and like mess up your beautiful crust. So we wanna make a waterproof barrier for our cheesecake. I like to do 2 pieces and just gather it up around the edges, looking nice and snug. It's like a little raincoat for your cheesecake. Now that I've waterproofed my cheesecake, I can put it in our roasting pan. We like to use a pan like this with sort of high sides and a little extra room around the edges, so there's a place to put all that boiling water. So basically what this does is it creates a more wet baking atmosphere for the cheesecake, which means we don't have to worry about it drying out, which means it won't crack, which is our #1 goal for the cheesecake. No cracks. Good luck. I love you. Don't forget to set a timer. 1 hour and 30 minutes, because good things take time. Alrighty, so it's been an hour and a half. We're gonna do the jiggle test. Right in the center of the cheesecake, you can see it's still jiggling. That's a good thing. We want it to not be fully cooked. It'll cook a lot more as it cools. Oven is off, door is now closed. I'm going to prop it open with this wooden spoon, like so. And we're gonna let this cool in the oven for an hour before we transfer it to the fridge to cool completely. It's been 1 hour. Just be careful about the water. All right. All that's left is to take the cheesecake out of the water and remove the foil. There's a chance mix some water or some butter, might have leached into the foil. So when you cool it in the fridge, it's a good idea just to remove the foil so you avoid any of the soggy crust problems if there was liquid sitting with the cheesecake. It needs to cool in the fridge and set up for 5 hours up to overnight. I know, it's a long time, but we can do it. All right, see you in 5 hours. It's been 5 hours. In order to get the cheesecake out of the springform pan, we will use a can. You can also use a cup, anything smaller in diameter than your cheesecake and tall. Now we're just gonna unhook the buckle. There we go. And ta-da! Cheesecake. So easy and beautiful. The sides came out great. Like butter. Ta-da! It's been so long. I'm so ready. We've done this together. I'm really proud of us. I know you can make a cheesecake just as beautiful as this. I have faith in you. It's gonna be dope, and you're gonna be so proud of yourself, just like I am.